FM25 is unfortunately cancelled. Surprise, surprise. Let's have a look why and what the future holds for Football Manager as a series. So, yesterday, if you're watching this on a day of release, Football Manager released a statement declaring that FM25 is indeed cancelled, which is, I'm gutted about. It's not really a surprise, but it kind of is at the same time. I was hoping that they would be able to reach this March deadline, but with no news throughout January, I was a bit cautious and a bit conservative that they were going to end up cancelling it. They put out a statement saying they were going to cancel FM25. They regret to inform, following extensive internal discussion and consideration with Sega, they made a difficult decision to cancel FM25 and shift our focus to the next release, which of course you think would be FM26. They haven't guaranteed that, but you'd like to think it is. Now, them discussing with Sega is quite important, which is why the article or the statement came out about 2 a.m. UK time, because they had a meeting in Japan. I think it was their quarterly review, and obviously they had to tell stakeholders that first before they can go public with that news, because at the end of the day, it is a company, it's a business, as much as we love it, money is the reason why they're doing this, and they have to let stakeholders and shareholders know what is going on before anyone else can, which is why they released this straight after the meeting, which is why it was 2 a.m. in the UK. This news came out. For the large number of you pre-ordered FM25, we thank you enormously. We're sorry to have let you down. Now, we'll talk about pre-orders in a bit, but I'm pretty certain that FM25, if you are a Sega partner retailer or you bought it from a Sega partner retailer, so people like Steam and other things like that, you can get a refund. I'm pretty sure they're organising those as we speak, which actually is quite a big deal because they're giving back money, and that, like I say, hurts the bottom line for a big company like Sega. Although it does seem quite small, Sports Interactive especially, that's their game. FM25 is their game. It could impact the studio quite a lot. I don't think it will. I'd like to think people will stick by it and will support, and FM26 will be a massive success for them. We know this comes as a huge disappointment, especially given the game release has moved twice. Obviously, normally comes out in November, and it was meant to come out a month or two later. Then they delayed it again to March, and then it's been cancelled. Eagerly anticipated the first gameplay reveal. You know what? On this channel, we normally go through all the news of FMs when they come out. So FM26, when there are details about that, I will be talking about it. So subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Leave a like out of sadness for FM25 being cancelled. And comment what your thoughts are as well on FM25 not being a thing anymore. FM25 doesn't exist. Only apologise due to stakeholder compliance, legal and financial regulations. There was the earliest date they could issue a statement, which is fair enough. They did say in January, at the end of the month, they would bring some gameplay stuff out. Obviously, that didn't happen. We spoke about that as well. We pride ourselves in delivering the best value for money games that can bring you countless hours of enjoyment. With launch FM25, set to create the biggest technical and visual advancement in this series for a generation, laying the blocks for a new era. Effectively, they had a new engine they were planning, and also women's football was meant to be added, or pretty much almost confirmed to be added for FM25. So they had a massive overhaul, and obviously it wasn't ready. And for me, I would rather they scrapped a game and the next one was really good, rather than them pushing out something that was terrible when it kind of impacts the future of the studio and also puts you off buying FM26. I feel like if the first year for a new engine came out and FM25 was terrible, I would look at FM26 and be like, now I'll wait till it's on sale. I'm not fussed about day one. Whereas actually, given the time they're going to take on FM26, I'm kind of hoping it could even be better than what it was originally meant to be, because they have a lot of time and thought behind it. That's the hope. I would really like FM26 to be a success. With a new engine, I'm actually really looking forward to it, given the time frame they've worked on this as well. And of course, you know, on the channel, I'm a fan of women's football. So women's football save could be pretty good next year. Stay tuned for that. Due to a variety of challenges that have been about open, many more unforeseen, we currently haven't achieved what we set out to do enough for the game, despite phenomenal efforts of our team. I'm pretty sure they're hiring for new roles in Sports Interactive for FM. So it shows they've got money behind it, and they are still backed by Sega. So fingers crossed, that team who have worked hard. So I imagine building a game is not easy, especially from a new engine perspective. Each decision to delay the release was made with the aim of getting the game closer to the desired level. As he approached critical milestones at turn of the year, it became unmistakably clear could not achieve the standard required, even with the adjusted timeline. I don't begrudge them delaying it. I really don't. Like I said a minute ago, if the game came out and it's terrible, people would slate it. It's a lose-lose. Really, what they've done is communicated, which is all you can expect and all you can hope for. They have communicated a little late, but they've said why they can't. I think fair play to Sports Interactive, fair play to FM25. They've done the right thing, and that's what you got to hope for. So many games release in alpha versions, and they are so bad just because they want to chase the money. This game's got the front to actually go, you know what, our game isn't very good at the moment. Let's not insult you and charge you full price for it. Let's just delay it. And that's cool. Yes, it is sad that every FM has a year and FM25 doesn't. But if it's for the better of the studio and the game, then I do not care at all in the slightest. We could have pressed on, released FM25 in its current state and fixed things down the line, but that's not the right thing to do. Like I said, other studios do this and it's always terrible. So many games die just because they're in alpha state when they come out. We were unwilling to go beyond the March release. It'd be too late in the football season to expect players to then buy another game later in the year. Yeah, you can't buy 2 FMs at full price, retail price. Within the space, if FM26 comes out in November, which normally FM does, I'm kind of hoping that maybe they could push the release forwards a little bit for FM26. Maybe if they get it end of September, October, kind of makes up a little bit and you have your fix of FM a bit sooner. That would be really cool. That would be a good thing to do, whether or not they can or can't, because obviously if you move it earlier, you are then battling with FC26 and EAFC is such a huge game. People are going to buy one or the other. And you're probably going to have all your time focused on FC, to be honest with you. I know people still love FM and don't play FIFA or FC25, but that is the bigger football game. And if people have less money, which people do nowadays, you're going to buy one, you're probably going to pick FC26 to buy. So that's why November's a perfect time for release. Having March and then November, 6 months in between it, or 7 months in between it, wouldn't work. You're not going to buy 2 games that are pretty similar in the grand scheme of things in 7 months. You're not going to do that. At least with Call of Duty, you've got different styles, different things. With some of that FM, you're kind of buying a very similar product. Through the cancellation, every effort is now focused on ensuring our next release achieves our goals and hits the quality we all expect. Fingers crossed. We'll update you on how we're progressing with that as soon as we're able to do so. I really hope they're upfront and a little bit more open with FM26. Give us more information to get people on side. The chance to see what you're working on a bit more, just so people get really invested in it rather than sulking that FM25 isn't coming. Make FM26 a really hyped thing. You've got 7 months, 8 months to really hype this game up, get people invested, show people things, and then it'll be like all is forgotten. If they mess up FM26, then maybe people start questioning the studio, which is not a good thing at all. Thank you for reading. Your patience, continued support. Our full focus now returns to creating a new era for Football Manager. I'm excited. I think it was a very good article from them. I am impressed with the article. I think it's definitely fair. In terms of the FAQs they're talking about here, pre-orders will be refunded in full if purchased through an official Sega retailer. We mentioned this earlier. Why didn't you cancel the decision earlier? At the time, based on the decision data available, strong belief they're going to reach the target. That's fair enough. Obviously, stakeholder compliance meant they couldn't share anything earlier. And also, a lot of people have been saying, why can't we get an update? Why can't we get an FM25 update and FM24? Licensing is a big thing. I'm pretty sure they only get the license for a year for those leagues and teams, which is why you can't buy previous year's games on Steam, because those licenses aren't a thing anymore. Once you've got it, you obviously buy it and keep it. But you can't just magically change FM24 into FM25. Licenses are a huge thing. Clubs make money by selling licenses. Leagues make money by selling licenses. Players have licenses as well. You can't just go and update something and be like, oh, here you go, by the way, guys. Like, it's hard. It's not a game as a service. You don't have renewing licenses. You have a license at FM24. When that expires, there's not much you can do about it. That's simply how it is, which is annoying. But also, it would take up such a huge amount of time and resources. They may as well just focus on FM26. Like, why would you have a whole team dedicated to updating 2024 when you can just focus on 26, making it the best as possible? They're also fully aware there's unofficial databases. They're not going to say this, but everyone knows that you can go online, download a database, and basically have what they could achieve. Like, simple as, I do it on the channel. We have a series, we will have a series of FM25, even though FM25 isn't out, still figuring out what we're going to do. So let me know in the comments what series you want to see for FM25. Kind of not. So let me know in the comments as well, guys. But yeah, what else have they said here for FAQ? That's the thing. They want to update and extend the FM24 agreements, because if they don't get the agreement sorted once it's run out, you can't buy FM24. So perhaps people can't buy FM24 after a while, which could be a problem as well. If there's no new sales, 0 sales for a game, that could be quite a big impact. So what are my personal thoughts on the delay or the cancellation of FM25. Personally, I'm gutted. I enjoy a new FM game every year, although it's not like huge scale differences. Obviously, this year was meant to be a whole new different game with the engine, etc. But the fresh start and the fresh stats and everything, it just feels like a new game the second you get it. You guys know what I mean if you've played it before, obviously. I'm gutted about that, but we will still be doing FM24 content. I will still play FM in my spare time, even though it's not a new game. I feel like we're lucky this cycle that FM24 is actually a good game. If FM24 was terrible and we have to play that for another year, then everyone would be furious. But we're lucky enough that FM24 is a good quality game that you can actually play and do updates with databases, new challenges, new saves, and have a good time with what is a decent version of a game. God help us if FM24 was terrible, because I would not be going anywhere near that for another year, but we're blessed that I personally think FM24 is a good game. In terms of how this impacts the channel, we are back on the upload grind, as you guys know if you are new subscribed to the channel. We have got a new series at the moment, which is FM24 based, of course, the bottom at Christmas save. As we get into a bit later stages, once that save is done, what would we do? We might just create a FM25 save and just do an updated database, pretend we're in FM25, and enjoy it. That's what we're going to do. FM will still happen. Obviously, all news and stuff for FM26, all details, everything else, will be coming to this channel the minute you hear it. So go and subscribe, because we will be talking about FM26. We've got a long road to it, and every bit of the details will be covered here. But I'm excited to see what happens here. I'm very excited for FM26. I think it'll be a great game. New engine, women's leagues coming in, other stuff we don't know about as well, of course, that has caused a delay for FM25. I'm really excited. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you as gutted as I am? Are you accepting? Are you a bit annoyed? Let me know your thoughts, of course. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. On that note, see you later.